Now we move on to stage 2. It's purple. Purple's a bit more tribal, right? Like you're 20 to 50 people, right? That's why people from like very, very small towns, they have a lot of tribal mentality. They see the world as mysterious. And actually, in the tribes, they didn't have science, right? They didn't have science the way that we do now. So they would see it as very, very mystical. And everything that happened was like because of the gods or spirits. That's just the way it was. And you actually don't see yourself as an individual. How in the previous page you saw yourself as an individual. Now you're part of the group. Like you don't include yourself as yourself. You can only include yourself as the being that is inside of the group. Does that make sense to you? If it doesn't, leave a comment, because I know that can be a bit complicated for some. And don't feel ashamed if you don't know it. Like, don't feel ashamed. Don't feel ashamed that you don't know. In this stage, you think of things in terms of good and evil, right? If it's not good for the tribe, it's evil. If it's not good for the tribe, then it's evil. We don't want it, we don't want it, we don't want it. So there's no gray area. There's not like, oh, well, I mean, it's good for some of us. What is your definition of good, Or like, it's just like, it's good or it's evil. It's not bad. It's evil. Like, it's just like, it's like, dualistic is what we call this. Dualistic. It's just like two sides. There's only two sides. Other tribes at this point are like the evil ones. Unless you make an alliance, right? That's why, people now, we still have part of that tribal mentality inside of our brains, because that's how we basically evolved as humans, through time, basically. Not like personal consciousness evolution, but like evolution of, from living in the jungle to living in cities, right? So we do have some of that tribal mentality engraved into us. It's engraved. It's in your circuitry, it's in your wiring. It's going to take a lot of time for you to actually overpower it. And even then, it's going to be there because you need to understand the way the world works and how to maneuver. And it's more psychological instead of conscious-wise. And the way to leave this level, to level up, is by no longer giving the power to the tribe. You're no longer going to be like, whoa, I gotta share all my fruits, gotta share all my vegetables with the tribe. It's more, and then at this point, you'd be like, I gotta go back to myself.